you guys. Good morning, Majama. I think we need to talk about things, and one of the things we need to discuss is why is everyone complaining? People are so much used to complaining, about Kalonzo Musyoka, I don't know what, but I think we need to ignore the politicians who have been there. For example, we need to ignore Ruto, we need to ignore Raila, we need to ignore Uhuru, and we ignore, in my previous video, of course, I may pin some link there to that other thing. Of course, all the things that I've actually analyzed, time has always proven me to be right, because I'm not supporting anyone. I'm just giving views. I just give views. I don't support anyone, and I don't even see someone I can just talk about so passionately among this crowd, these suspects, the usual suspects, including Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, including William Samoei Arap Ruto, including all these national leaders per se. By the time you get to that level, Kalonzo Musyoka, kina Ruto, kina all those people, they have some baggage. I call this one because they have been in system. In the system, they are product of system. We need a fresh blood if we need anything important. For example, you cannot have Kalonzo Musyoka here and have somebody like assuming there is no Matiang'i, somebody like Maraga here. Maraga can only lack money and can only lack the wherewithal where we have his experience, and then we go for Matiang'i, because Matiang'i has been in the system, super CS, education, all those dockets, ICT. I realized that late. I was a little bit young, when it was in the ICT, but I don't know what about Otimofo, something of the sort. But let us not talk of Matiang'i, let us talk of these people in general. For example, you cannot have Kalonzo Musyoka here, Matiang'i there, all these people scattered, and you call them leaders, and you call them, you are going to give them this. But if there is one thing that Uhuru is doing well, is showing people that unless and until, showing his people, unless, because, look here, before I forget that point, Uhuru is trying to tell his people from the mountain, daughters of Mumbi, unajua ni wale wanafanya kazi sana ni in those areas in central Kenya. Things are run by women there, but they don't allow their men. But leadership wise, in terms of leadership, Uhuru Kenyatta is trying to tell these people, please, I can see you falling into trap of Wamunyoro, and is trying to tell these people since 2021 to 2022 all the way to the ballot, is trying to tell them that once you take somebody from outside this mountain, support the person, and make him president, you can at one point take this Kenyan presidency. Wamunyoro, on the other hand, is trying to make Kikuyus believe that without them there will be no president, and there will be no Ruto, and then there will be no other community. That's the feeling. And that's how Mount Kenya is going to lose it badly. Because there is Uhuru with Matiang'i. Uhuru is now supporting Matiang'i. Whatever deal they made before they disintegrated into opposition and Matiang'i running to the Mayolo, that doesn't matter. But what Uhuru is trying to tell these people is that it is through someone else, through another community, not this Kikuyu Kalenjin axis, something of an arrangement. If you want Ruto out, you will not replace Ruto with your own person. And Uhuru and Gachagua are showing differences. Gachagua is trying to unite the community against Ruto, but Uhuru is trying to show the same community the alternative. Hey, daughters of Mumbi, you have never been this confused. Since the beginning of the world, you have never been this confused. Uhuru will not buy, of course, but Uhuru is fighting not to be replaced by Wamunyoro. Now, Wamunyoro is practicing what is called protectionist ideology. I'm protecting you from Ruto, from the government that has impeached me, that is making business very hard because of taxes and I don't know what, theft and corruption and you know, I don't want to be tribal, but that is it. Now, if and when Kikuyus will appreciate that they will lose this presidency, and Uhuru is trying to show them again. I don't support Uhuru in any way, because after all he is retired, and one day he met Ichaweri. They went to Ichaweri. Ruto met the retired president. After the aftermath, the reaction of that meeting, the Kikuyu said, wacha hata Uhuru, hata baba yake Kenyatta, mzee amuke atuambie tuende kwa Ruto, will not go. You can imagine how deep the anger and the heart is. So Uhuru is trying to fight Gachagua in terms of Mount Kenya supremacy, not in terms of politics per se, because you bring someone, support the person, he has the dollar. Gachagua also has the dollar, but not as Uhuru, because Uhuru already has a name, that's a spirit, that is Kenyatta, and you know Kenyatta is Kikuyu and Kikuyu is Kenyatta, right? For historical non-status and people who are green on matters history, the moment you mention Kenyatta, you mention Kenya. The moment you mention Mount Kenya, you mention Kenya in that thing. So you cannot underrate Kenyatta. Being Kenyatta itself is enough for these people to tell Mount Kenya people that stick with Kenyatta. Kingpinship is not going anywhere. Ruto is still the Rift Valley kingpin. Kalonzo is, although he is losing it badly, and soon his people will not follow him easily. We just come around his hangers on and leeches, people who hang on his coattails, just come lie to people in that place and that kind of, and it ends there. He cannot be. Why is Uhuru not supporting Kalonzo? Because Kalonzo does not need Uhuru. Kalonzo is the same level with Uhuru in terms of Kenyan politics, in terms of the viewpoint from where they are seen. But when Uhuru fishes someone, clean slate, and Matiang'i, in the wake of Gen Z feeling, in the wake of Gen Z demands, Matiang'i is likely to be more supported by many people. It is period for defections. I think the Hunda MPs, including that Nchichopev person, Mohamed Ali, are serving Ruto and also his own cookies, a packet of his own popcorns. In this case, I think, so in Mount Kenya, they are now splitting. Uhuru is going to bring a foreigner, and they say in Kikuyu, Guti Okamusi, Katia Raguageni. But Uhuru being Kenyatta, he has decided to show the community the way. It is through Matiang'i that you are likely to come back to the presidency. If you come near presidency through Gachagua or through alignments and anything planned within through Gachagua, without me, Uhuru, that is the perception and plan, you will never see the kingdom of Kenya. And you see, sometimes it is good not to act savior. But Uhuru is using it perfectly. Soon and very soon, Matiang'i will be here. And why this time? Because we are going to have the finance bill. And Gen Zs are likely to pour out again. And there needs to be someone already somewhere strategically who Gen Z can run for and match him to State House. It is a no-brainer. In May, that is when Wamunyoro is planning to bring out his party. So you can imagine what is likely to happen. What is likely to happen is that Ruto is going to take serious people. That's why you are seeing people who used to work with Uhuru are joining Ruto. Of course, workers, people like Mutai Kagwe, people like, who is this? Who you are COVID? Who your mama? Or COVID? I don't know. Mwangangi, Masi Mwangangi, yes. Is it Masi? Mwangangi, something like that. Ule alikuwa na Kagwe. That kind of a thing. Why? Because they are technocrats and they can help him sail through the remaining time. Because naye, unaona vile Sifuna anasomea Ruto. Sifuna did that at the behest of Raila Amolo Odinga. You cannot say anything different. And the Ruto is now very weak. Just SG or ODM. Watu ambao wamekaribishwa from opposition kuingizwa kwa government. They are saying that in front of the two supremos. Hey, my friend. Hey, Ruto needs to be worried. And he must be worried. He needs to be worried. I don't know whether you can pick Kalonzo now. Well, Kalonzo is too senior. But nothing is impossible in politics, and eating your own words in politics does not cause constipation. You can eat your own words, Kalonzo. And I am telling you, now in terms of popularity, there is nobody popular than one Geoffrey Gachagua Rigiji Wamunyoro. In terms of Kenyan opposition, that's the face of Kenyan opposition. Now, let's face it. If Rigiji Nyoro, this person, Embakasi, Bambu Owino, teams together and they possibly joins, I know, the juggernaut from Uhuru can be very big, or even Uhuru can bring Matiang'i to Wamunyoro camp. Nothing is impossible here. But Uhuru is trying not to be inched out, not to be elbowed out of Mount Kenya supremacy, at least for now. He will of course go at one point, but is telling them not now. Let's face it. Assuming that Gen Zs will somehow coalesce again, they don't need a vacuum. There was a vacuum in 2024. And that vacuum is what Ruto saw. He saw the looming Gen Z protest and knew that Gen Zs are likely to run to Mbondo, pick Raila, put him in the presidency. I'm telling you for a fact. And the Ruto being Ruto and having the benefits and access to intelligence, he knew that people are going to oppose this, at least even before it started. Although he let it go all the way to the fever pitch. I think that is one mistake he made. As president, you need to quell things, quell the uprising right in the bad stage up, nip it in the band. And I'm telling you, he could have survived. But now, he gave them an opportunity to see that they can do what they want. They can go ahead and threaten a government to an extent of sending all CSS home. Ruto saw it, compromised Raila. Now Raila was found by that wave somewhere in a compromised state, compromised situation. He could not be taken. Even Gen Zs were saying, wewe kaa nyumbani ulituonyesha. So now, if the same thing is repeated in 2025, do you think it will go and die just the way it died? If the same force comes, despite the deaths and the retaliation from government and all the defense mechanism and whatever resources are deployed, and they have the same anger and feeling, and what is that? Ruto is likely to go. Ruto is likely to go. I can bet that. If they go to an extent like last year, my friend, it is a no-brainer, and Ruto is not stupid. Now, assuming that does not happen, where would Ruto, Uhuru, Raila, Gachagua, Kalonzo, and these gentlemen fit in? Nowhere. They will all be kicked, and there will be nothing much to write home about. Be nothing much to write home. Because, look at it this way, Ruto still is the president. Uhuru, Gachagua, Kalonzo, Matiang'i, Natembea, Eugene, although those people are fainting, wengine fainting, fizzling. The game is becoming bigger than Eugene. We are not even talking about them. Mother Karua, of course, you can bring her by virtue of gender and iron lady and opposition and women and that kind of affirmative actions. Now, assuming that conglomeration does not agree on one person by 2027, what is likely to happen? Everyone is likely to run alone. Mount Kenya disintegrates. Ruto has the resources. Western disintegrates. Luo Nyanza is inherited. Those are Raila orphans, and he can donate them to anyone. And they can rebel against him. Don't say now they are very strong with him. They are now seeing the light. Wajaluo sahi wanaona light. I am telling you. They are seeing the light. Though nimesikia my friend saying Langata cemetery imejaa Raila akiretire. What symbolism that is that is a story for another day. But let me ask you one question. If all these candidates run, do you think Ruto will not manipulate the votes? So they will have to agree on one candidate, though I'm seeing Mount Kenya splitting into two, Uhuru versus Gachagua. And they will not be very serious. One could be working for Ruto. You don't know. And again, if Gen Zs decide that they are going to be the one to determine who becomes president, my friend, there will be no election. Even President Uhuru and Ruto knows that, and Raila, they are not foolish. There will be no election. No election in the morning. Or they become serious with this 2025 finance bill. My friend, they will pick someone. Just anybody. And they stand with him. Vox Populi, Vox Dei. The voice of the people is the voice of God. In God, manzi. Ama. I don't know what to think, man. If you are watching the video for the first time, you are new in our channel, please take 1 minute or two, subscribe there, leave a comment. You can also like to support the channel. This is Sunny View. This is for political analysis. We can give the views, and I'm happy some of the friends are reaching out and saying, say this, what about this? Guys, if you have sent me something today, of course these are regular friends, we know each other one-on-one, please, I'm very grateful. My subscribers, without your support, this channel would not be where it is today. I'm grateful. Let us subscribe in big numbers so that the channel grows. We will give you on time, real-time analysis as things unfold in the national politics in the Republic of Kenya. and I request that you guys give a thumbs up. It helps in growth of the channel. Lastly, thank you very much to my subscribers. Tomorrow is a day. Until then, bye bye.